Hello everyone, I am Baltmatrix, and today we're taking a look at Transformers 1 Prime Changer Sentinel Prime. I picked this figure up over at Amazon.com. I love the blue that this figure is cast in. It's blue, black, gold, and silver, and is striking in person. And that head sculpt is very much a Prime head sculpt, or what I would consider would go with someone who is a Prime. I do find it fascinating that the color scheme of Sentinel Prime is the same as Generation 1 Dirge. It's just a really weird coincidence. Here is the most recent Dirge figure that I have. I think this is the one from Earthrise. And yes, Dirge's colors are much darker than Sentinel's, but there is a resemblance. The Pantone just take this Dirge and brighten up his colors, brighten up the gold and brighten up the blue, and you've got the same color palette. I was not sure what to expect when I got a hold of Sentinel, and I am very pleasantly surprised. I love the way this robot mode looks. It's very Seeker-esque, and the color scheme, while very Dirge-like, also reminds me of Zeta Prime from one of the Transformers War for Cybertrons or Fall of Cybertron games. I think that's an intentional nod. I don't know for sure. The only thing that's different in color scheme is this bright pink shield, which, if I'm remembering correctly, Zeta Prime had a weapon that was bright pink as well. Speaking of accessories, obviously we have the shield here, but the figure also comes with a series of guns that can, obviously, you see, attach to the back wings, which fold up, which is very nice. And these guns, well, specifically the double barrel guns, can be wielded by the figures in robot mode, hand carried. And then the other blasters, which are very, very similar to Null Rays, can be mounted on the shoulders, which I think is a very cool look. I really like this. This is so cool. It works so well, and it's just really neat. Then also what you can do is you could take the double blasters and put them back on the wings again. And you can leave the shoulder blasters. Just put these guys back. And then the wings can rotate forward, so you can actually do some shooting that way. So you've got multiple attack options here. And then the backpack can even rotate a little bit, and you can get that look too. There's a lot of play value here. In terms of posability, head is on a ball joint, can look up a little bit, can look down just a smidge. The backpack is on a hinge and does have a tendency to come off, not a big deal. Shoulders have up and down movement for the transformation, a swivel in the shoulder for 360-degree movement, a hinge for in and out, swivel just above the elbow bends at about 90 degrees. It's close. No fist articulation, which is something I really wish all of the Prime Changer figures had, is fist articulation. Torso swivel is present, though you do hit the backpack. If you want to go full torso swivel, you really can't, because there's a big old hinge over his butt. Ball joint in the legs for plenty of movement, except for in and out. He can't do the splits. Bend at the knee is just over 90 degrees. And then there is a foot ankle rocker, though it's limited. It's not that deep. We have not yet seen the actual look of Sentinel Prime in the movie. He's not shown up at all. This is the only visage we've gotten of him is from the toys. I suspect he's going to be in the movie. At least I hope so, because if he's not, that's real dumb. The figure is a little bit more posable than Bumblebee, but it's not as posable as Optimus Prime. I would say it's around the same amount of posability as Vector Sigma. It's a fun toy for posing, that's for sure. The only real issue I have posing-wise is some of the accessories do have a tendency to fall off, especially now that I've played with it so much. Sentinel scales pretty well to Prime Changer's Optimus, but is utterly dwarfed by the roid monster that is Prime Changer's Bumblebee, even so Bumblebee's slightly mistransformed. Bumblebee's just so much bulkier, and so is Alpha Trion. Alpha Trion's also much bulkier than Sentinel Prime. Sentinel Prime's transformation is oddly similar to Transformers Zone's Sonic Bomber. Like, oddly similar. So to start off with, pull the backpack away from the figure and then take the head and unpeg the little chest piece and flip that whole section up. You could turn the head around or not. It doesn't matter. Take the arms and T-pose the poor bugger. Then fold the forearms forward so that they line up like that. Turn the whole forearm around and then fold the entire shoulder unit up over the head. Then grab these areas on the outside of the forearm and flip them closed to form the nose cone. Come down to the feet and turn the feet so that the back of the feet are pointing towards the outside of the figure. Fold these black pieces back to open them up. Flip the toes and heels up into the open legs. Then fold the legs up into the body, and the bottom of the foot will peg into this little peg that is in the armpit, like that. And then on the back of the jet mode, you will actually smush these two black pieces together to form some rear tail wings. And then we can bring the entire backpack back down, peg it into place, bring the wings down, and the wings will actually peg in here, here, and here on the legs. And that is the jet mode. Now, I haven't put any accessories on. We'll do that in a second. But that's very similar to Sonic Bomber's transformation, a little bit more complicated, but we end up with an awesome jet mode. This thing is great. It's like a nice evolution of a Seeker, or a different version of a Seeker. It's absolutely fantastic. Got the intakes here on the side, which are obviously legs. In person, it's fantastic. The pictures don't do it justice, though. I was ready to hate this thing until I got a hold of it. Jet mode's great. All right, accessories. First, shield goes at the top, and it's supposed to point backwards like that. You can point it forwards if you want. Fold the wings up, and then attach the double barrel gun underneath, and attach the double barrel gun onto the other side like that. And then the single barrels will go up to the front like this. You can put them on the wings pointing backwards if you want, but this is the ways they're supposed to go. Now, with all the accessories, that really ties the figure together. Yes, the hot pink is a little bit out of place, but I think it works. And the silver works incredibly well on the rest of the jet mode. It's a fantastic toy. What's even cooler, the peg that the little chest piece, this black piece, folds up and pegs into, is the perfect size for a flight figure stand. So you can get them flying the high and dangerous skies. That is so cool. I really do wonder if we're going to get repaints of this into other characters. I would love that. Give me maybe Sentinel Prime and then his Prime Guard. 2 goons. That would be very cool. Sentinel Prime is just such a nice surprise. I was ready to hate this thing. I really was. Or not even hate, just not like it. But it's so cool. It's so much fun. Of all the Prime Changers, this one is far and away my favorite. And I'm really hopeful that we get more cool figures like this. I know that there's a Starscream that's coming out at some point. I don't know if we're going to get a Megatron. I'm assuming we will, but it would be very cool. And I think I saw a listing for a Shockwave Prime Changer. That would also be very cool, but we don't know much about how Shockwave's going to be in the movie. He's going to be there. I mean, we've actually seen him, but we don't know much about it. Just keep grabbing the accessories and putting them in the wrong places. Yeah, overall, it's a pleasant surprise and just a ton of fun. As I said, I was not expecting to like this figure, but of all 4, it's by far and away my favorite. So folks, I really think you should pick this one up. We actually don't know if we're going to get another Sentinel Prime figure in the toy line at all. I mean, heck, the 4 of Sentinel, Optimus, Bumblebee, and Vector Sigma are the only true Transformer toys other than the Studio Series Optimus Prime and the Studio Series Megatron that was just announced at Comic-Con in this entire movie line. So, yeah, I have no idea what the future holds. I'm hoping we get some more Prime Changers. They're a lot of fun, and they're better than the Earthspark figures, I think. So, folks, let me know what you think of Sentinel Prime down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I will catch you all next time.